Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to be talking you through the structures of the heart and labeling the heart in this video. So what I do suggest is that you get a pencil and a piece of paper and sketch it out like this. Sketch out the heart and try your best to follow along and label as we go through the video, and this will definitely help you with remembering the structures of the heart. So here I've got the right side and here I've got the left side. The right side is deoxygenated, so not is deoxygenated but carries deoxygenated blood, and you can see its pathway is like so. So it goes in through here and then goes out through here. And then you've got the left side which carries oxygenated blood. So that goes in through here and then goes out through here. Right, so RA stands for right atrium. RV stands for right ventricle. Okay, I will just write these out really quickly. So let me get the blue color. Right atrium. And then you've got the right ventricle. Okay, and here you've got the left atrium, and then here you've got the left ventricle, right? And we call this one atrium, but when we refer to both atria, we say, I've just said it, we say two atria. So the atria of the heart, this is plural, okay? This is plural, which would be atria. And then ventricle is just ventricles, right? I'm going to start off with the right side and then I will go over to the left. So let me just start labeling now. So the blood comes in through the vena cava. That is the vena cava. Okay. And then comes in, blood fills inside the right atrium. At this point, these two actually are called valves. So at this point, blood is coming in and filling up the right atrium. And the valve here is actually closed. So it's closed so that this forms a chamber. This is a chamber, and this chamber is closed so it fills up with blood. And then what happens is that the heart muscle contracts here and then pushes the blood into the ventricle. And the same happens on the left side as well. Okay, so you've got the left atrium filling up here, and then once it's full, the muscle here contracts and then pushes the blood, opening the valve, pushes the blood into the ventricle, and then the ventricles start to fill up. Okay, so this is actually called the tricuspid valve. And this one is called the bicuspid valve. Okay, you're not really required to know the names, specific names, but just out of curiosity, I've written them down. Tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve. So then you've got the ventricles. So the ventricles start to fill up. Okay, and then talking about the right side, the ventricle here fills up and blood goes out. Okay, this structure is called the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery. Okay, so the blood fills up here and then the ventricle contracts and pushes blood out through the pulmonary artery. Oh, I haven't written it properly. So this is like so. And then the blood here heads to the lungs. So here the blood comes in from the rest of the body at a very low pressure, comes in, fills up, and then fills up the ventricles, and then goes through here. Now, the blood that is pumped out of the ventricles goes at a much higher pressure and goes to the lungs. This is so that the blood reaches the lungs. And then what happens at the lungs is that blood that circulates through the lungs gets oxygenated. So when we breathe in, there is gas exchange happening in the lungs. Okay, that is a whole separate system that you can learn about. But in essence, what happens is that there is gas exchange occurring. So carbon dioxide gets removed from the blood and oxygen comes into the blood. And that's why it becomes oxygenated. Okay. And then what happens is that comes back. Okay. So from the pulmonary artery, okay, heads to the lungs. Ooh. I'll just write that down. Lungs, and then from the lungs, okay, it comes back to the left side of the heart. Okay, and it comes back again at much lower pressure, and then it comes in through a structure called the pulmonary vein. So vena cava is also a type of vein, right? It's also a type of vein. So this one is called vena cava, but it is also a type of vein, just so you know. And this one is just the name that it is, so it is pulmonary vein, so you will know that it is a vein. And then comes in, fills up, blood fills up the left atrium. Okay, then the valves open, the heart contracts, the valves open from that force, and then the blood starts to fill up in the left ventricle, and then from the left ventricle, the ventricles contract, and then blood is pushed up out through here, and this structure is called the aorta, right? So if you might have noticed, okay, blood is always coming in through veins at low pressures and coming out through the heart at high pressures, and these are arteries. So the aorta is a type of artery. Okay, so that is all for the heart structures. I hope that this video was useful in terms of learning these. Please do check out the links in the description where you can find out more about tuition sessions and also find learning resources which I am selling online on my Etsy shop. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.